My friends, life is too short to invest in relationships that drain you rather than build you. Recognizing these behaviors isn't about judgment, it's about discernment. The people you allow into your life shape your path, your peace, and your purpose. Choose wisely, protect your heart, and remember, those who genuinely care about you will be known by their love, their consistency, and their willingness to walk with you, not just take from you. Before you can identify who genuinely cares about you, you must first demonstrate care for yourself. Self-love is not selfish, it's foundational. It's impossible to expect others to value you if you don't first recognize your own worth. When you love yourself, you set a standard for how others should treat you. You send a message to the world that says, I am worthy of respect, kindness, and consideration. Loving yourself means taking the time to understand who you are, embracing your strengths, and acknowledging your flaws without judgment. It's about being patient with yourself, forgiving your mistakes, and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. When you operate from a place of self-love, you are less likely to tolerate mistreatment or allow toxic relationships to take root in your life. It's important to remember that the way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you neglect your own needs, silence your voice, or downplay your value, you unintentionally give others permission to do the same. But when you love yourself deeply, you radiate confidence, set healthy boundaries, and attract people who reflect that same energy of care and respect. Self-love is a daily practice. It's choosing to prioritize your well-being even when life feels demanding. It's saying no to things that drain you and yes to the things that nourish your soul. It's looking in the mirror and speaking words of affirmation even on days when you don't feel like it. When you love yourself, you create a foundation so strong that no rejection, criticism, or betrayal can shake your sense of worth. The truth is, the relationships you build with others often mirror the relationship you have with yourself. Love yourself first, and you'll find that those who truly care about you will naturally align with the love and respect you've already cultivated within. One of the most important things you can do in life is to observe patterns of behavior in the people around you. A single instance of thoughtlessness, neglect, or unkindness might be accidental, but when similar actions are repeated, they form a pattern that reveals a person's true character. Recognizing these patterns requires mindfulness and honesty with yourself about what you're experiencing in your relationships. Now, Enneagramma, patterns of behavior often tell a story louder than words ever could. Someone might say they care about you, but if their actions consistently show a lack of respect or consideration, the truth lies in what they do, not what they say. For example, if someone repeatedly cancels plans, avoids being there when you need support, or only contacts you when they need something, those are not isolated incidents. They are part of a larger, consistent message about how they value or don't value your relationship. The key to understanding patterns is paying attention over time. It's easy to dismiss negative behavior as a one-time mistake or justify it with excuses. But when the same issues keep arising, they're no longer mistakes, they're habits. These habits reveal where you truly stand in someone's priorities. This isn't about being overly critical or judgmental. It's about being realistic and protecting your peace. Everyone makes mistakes and no one is perfect, but people who care about you will show it consistently. They will make an effort to change when they realize their actions have hurt you. True care is demonstrated through commitment to growth and improvement in the relationship. Observing patterns also applies to positive behaviors. People who consistently show up, support you, and celebrate your victories are demonstrating that they genuinely value your presence in their lives. Those patterns of love and care are the ones worth investing in. Paying attention to patterns helps you discern who deserves your energy and trust. When you recognize unhealthy or toxic patterns, it gives you the clarity to make choices that protect your heart and prioritize your well-being. Patterns are the roadmap to understanding the people in your life. Read them carefully and let them guide you toward relationships that uplift and nurture you. Your intuition is one of the most powerful tools you have for navigating relationships and life's decisions. It's that inner voice, that subtle feeling deep within you, guiding you toward what is right and warning you about what is wrong. Trusting your intuition means learning to listen to and act on these internal signals, even when they don't align with external appearances or the opinions of others. Often, your intuition will pick up on things that your conscious mind might overlook. It's not just a vague feeling, it's a product of your subconscious mind processing subtle cues, patterns, and experiences that you may not be fully aware of. For example, you might sense discomfort around someone even though they're saying all the right things. That discomfort is your intuition trying to alert you to something deeper. Perhaps their energy, their tone, or their actions don't align with their words. Learning to trust your intuition starts with slowing down and being present with yourself. In the busyness of life, it's easy to silence or ignore your inner voice. But when you create space to reflect, meditate, or simply be still, you give your intuition room to speak. Pay attention to how you feel in different situations and around different people. Does someone's presence bring peace or anxiety? Do their actions make you feel valued or drained? These feelings are not random. They are messages from your intuition. It's important to remember that intuition is not about fear or paranoia. It's not the voice of doubt or insecurity. Instead, it's a quiet confidence, a deep knowing that resonates within you. Trusting it requires courage, especially when it leads you to make difficult decisions, like walking away from a relationship or opportunity that doesn't serve you. But ignoring your intuition often leads to regret, as you realize later that it was trying to protect or guide you all along. Over time, the more you listen to and act on your intuition, the stronger and more reliable it becomes. It's like a muscle that grows with use. Trust in your intuition doesn't mean disregarding logic or dismissing advice from others, but it does mean honoring your own inner wisdom. Your intuition is a gift. It's your personal compass, uniquely attuned to your life's path and purpose. When you trust it, you align yourself with what is true, authentic, and best for you. Listen closely, act boldly, and let your intuition guide you toward relationships and decisions that bring peace, joy, and fulfillment. Learning to say no is one of the most empowering skills you can develop. It's not just about refusing a request. It's about reclaiming your time, energy, and boundaries. Too often we say yes out of fear of disappointing others, fear of conflict, or fear of being perceived as unkind or selfish. But every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your priorities or values, you're saying no to something that does. Saying no is not about rejecting people. It's about protecting what matters most to you. It's a way of honoring your commitments, your well-being, and your purpose. If you always prioritize what others want, you risk neglecting your own needs and goals. Over time, this can lead to frustration, burnout, and even resentment, not just toward others, but toward yourself for not standing up for what you truly want. It's important to recognize that saying no is a sign of strength, not weakness. It requires clarity about what you value and courage to communicate it. When you learn to say no with grace, you're not being rude or unkind. You're being honest. This honesty may be uncomfortable at first, but it's a necessary step toward building relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. One of the keys to saying no effectively is understanding that you don't need to explain or justify yourself. A simple, I can't commit to that right now, or that doesn't work for me is enough. You don't owe anyone a detailed explanation. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries without demanding you compromise your. Practicing saying no also involves accepting that you can't be everything to everyone. You have a limited amount of time and energy, and it's impossible to meet every demand or expectation. By saying no to what doesn't serve you, you create space for what does. You give yourself the freedom to focus on your priorities, nurture meaningful relationships, and pursue the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. Learning to say no may feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. But the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. It's a skill that strengthens your self-respect and teaches others to respect you as well. Remember, every time you say no to something that isn't right for you, you're saying yes to something better. Saying no is not just a refusal, it's a declaration of your worth and a step toward living a life aligned with your values and purpose. It's easy to assume that the people who are physically close to you, those you see or interact with regularly, automatically care about you. However, proximity does not equal genuine care. Just because someone is part of your daily life doesn't mean they have your best interests at heart. True care is demonstrated through consistent actions of love, respect, and support, not merely through presence or familiarity. We often mistake proximity for care because it's natural to associate closeness with connection. Family members, coworkers, neighbors, or even old friends can be nearby or involved in your life, but this doesn't always mean they're invested in your well-being. Some may stay close out of convenience, habit, or personal gain, rather than a deep desire to see you thrive. Recognizing this distinction is essential to building healthy, fulfilling relationships. Genuine care is intentional. It shows up in how people treat you, not just in how often they are around. Someone who truly cares will celebrate your successes, listen when you're struggling, and offer help without expecting anything in return. Their presence is purposeful. They are there because they want to be, not because circumstances or obligations put them in your proximity. On the other hand, someone who doesn't truly care may be physically present but emotionally distant. They may not take the time to understand your needs, or they might undermine you when it suits them. They could be part of your daily routine but contribute little to your growth, peace, or happiness. These relationships can feel hollow or draining because they lack the depth of mutual respect and care. Understanding this concept is not about fostering distrust, but about cultivating discernment. It encourages you to look beyond surface level interactions and evaluate the quality of your connections. Ask yourself, does this person uplift me or pull me down? Do their actions align with their words? Are they there for me when I need them or only when it's convenient for them? When you stop confusing proximity with care, you free yourself to focus on relationships that truly matter. You learn to appreciate the people who consistently show kindness, empathy, and loyalty, even if they aren't always nearby. At the same time, you can release the guilt or obligation of maintaining connections with those who may be physically close, but emotionally distant. Care is not measured by how often someone is around. It's measured by how they show up for you. Choose to invest your time and energy in those who prove their care through their actions, not just their presence. Proximity may bring people into your life, but it's love, respect, and genuine concern that keep them there in a meaningful way. Consistency is one of the most reliable indicators of genuine care and commitment in any relationship. It's not what someone does for you once that defines their character. It's what they do repeatedly over time. Anyone can make an effort occasionally, but true care is revealed through consistent actions, words, and behaviors. Evaluating consistency helps you distinguish between people who are truly invested in you and those who may be fleeting or unreliable in their intentions. When someone cares about you, they show it in ways that are steady and dependable. They follow through on their promises, check in on you without being asked, and make an effort to stay connected even when life gets busy. Their care doesn't depend on convenience or circumstance. It's a reflection of their commitment to the relationship. This kind of consistency builds trust and provides a foundation for meaningful, lasting connections. On the other hand, inconsistency can be a red flag. People who are inconsistent might make grand gestures one moment and disappear the next. They may say all the right things but fail to back them up with action. Their presence in your life might feel unpredictable or conditional, leaving you uncertain about where you stand. This type of behavior can be emotionally exhausting because it forces you to constantly question their intentions and reliability. Evaluating consistency doesn't mean expecting perfection. Everyone has moments where life gets in the way, and even the most caring individuals can slip up. What matters is the overall pattern of behavior. Are they dependable more often than not? Do they make an effort to repair things when they've let you down? Consistency doesn't mean never making mistakes. It means being committed to showing up, even when it's difficult. One of the best ways to evaluate consistency is by observing how people behave over time, especially during challenging situations. Do they stand by you when things aren't going well, or do they disappear when it's inconvenient? Are they willing to have difficult conversations and work through conflicts, or do they avoid accountability? True care remains steady, not just in moments of ease, but also in moments of challenge. Consistency is the cornerstone of trust, and trust is essential for any healthy relationship. When someone consistently shows care, respect, and support, they earn your confidence and strengthen the bond between you. Conversely, when someone is unreliable, it erodes trust and makes it difficult to feel secure in the relationship. By evaluating consistency, you empower yourself to make wiser choices about who you allow into your inner circle. Choose to invest in people who demonstrate steady care and commitment, and be mindful of those whose actions don't align with their words. Consistency isn't just a measure of reliability, it's a reflection of someone's true intentions and their willingness to prioritize you in their life. In life, there will always be people who bring out the best in you, those who inspire, encourage, and genuinely uplift you. These are the people who see your potential, even when you doubt yourself, and who celebrate your victories as if they were their own. Cherishing those who uplift you is one of the most important things you can do for your emotional and spiritual well-being, because these relationships are the foundation of a fulfilling life. The people who uplift you are often the ones who believe in you even before you believe in yourself. They offer words of encouragement when you're feeling discouraged, and they remind you of your strengths when all you can see are your weaknesses. Their presence in your life feels like a safe haven, a place where you can be yourself without fear of judgment or criticism. These individuals don't compete with you. They want to see you succeed and grow. Cherishing them means acknowledging the value they bring into your life and making an intentional effort to nurture those relationships. Gratitude is a powerful way to show them that their care and encouragement don't go unnoticed. Take the time to thank them for their kindness, celebrate their successes, and reciprocate their support. Healthy relationships are a two-way street, and the more you invest in uplifting people, the stronger the bond becomes. It's also important to prioritize spending time with those who uplift you. In a world full of distractions and demands, it's easy to take these relationships for granted or let them fade into the background. But these connections are worth preserving, even if it means saying no to less meaningful obligations. Surrounding yourself with positive, uplifting people creates an environment where you can thrive and grow, both personally and spiritually. Cherishing those who uplift you also means protecting these relationships from negativity. There will always be people who try to bring you down, those who are envious, critical, or unsupportive. By focusing your time and energy on the people who build you up, you create a buffer against negativity and reinforce the positivity in your life. This doesn't mean cutting others out entirely, but it does mean setting boundaries to ensure that uplifting relationships remain a priority. The people who uplift you are a gift. They are rare and precious, and they deserve to be cherished. By valuing these individuals, you not only strengthen your relationships, but also create a ripple effect of positivity that can impact others. When you are uplifted, you're better equipped to uplift those around you, creating a cycle of encouragement and support that benefits everyone in your life. Take the time to cherish those who see the best in you, because they are the ones who help you become the best version of yourself. In their presence, you'll find the strength to overcome challenges, the courage to pursue your dreams, and the joy of being truly supported and loved. Bitterness is a heavy burden that robs you of joy, peace, and the ability to move forward in life. It often stems from unresolved hurt, disappointment, or betrayal. And if left unchecked, it can take root and grow into resentment that affects not only you, but also the people around you. Avoiding bitterness is not about denying your pain or pretending everything is fine. It's about choosing to let go of the negativity that can hold you back and keep you from living a fulfilling and meaningful life. When someone hurts you, the natural reaction may be anger or sadness, and that's okay. These emotions are part of the healing process. However, if you dwell on the pain or replay the offense in your mind repeatedly, it can turn into bitterness. Bitterness doesn't just affect how you feel about the person who wronged you. It can seep into every area of your life. It clouds your perspective, making it difficult to trust, love, or even enjoy the good things around you. The key to avoiding bitterness is forgiveness. Forgiveness is not about excusing the wrong or pretending it didn't happen. It's about freeing yourself from the emotional weight of the offense. When you forgive, you release the power that the hurt has over you. It doesn't mean you forget or ignore what happened, but it allows you to move forward without being chained to the past. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a way to reclaim your peace and restore your emotional balance. Another way to avoid bitterness is by changing your focus. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, shift your attention to what is going right. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to bitterness. When you take time to recognize and appreciate the blessings in your life, it becomes harder to hold on to anger and resentment. Gratitude opens your heart and mind to the beauty and positivity that surround you, even in difficult times. Self-awareness is also crucial. Pay attention to your thoughts and emotions. If you find yourself replaying negative experiences or feeling consumed by anger, take a step back and reflect on why. Sometimes bitterness arises because we hold unrealistic expectations of others or because we haven't communicated our feelings. Being honest with yourself and addressing these underlying issues can help you let go of bitterness before it takes root. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with can either feed your bitterness or help you overcome it. Seek out relationships with those who encourage you, speak life into your situation, and help you see things from a healthier perspective. Positive, uplifting people can remind you of your worth and support you as you navigate difficult emotions. Avoiding bitterness is a conscious choice. It requires effort and intentionality, but the rewards are worth it. When you let go of bitterness, you open the door to peace, joy, and freedom. You create space for new opportunities and relationships that bring healing and growth. Bitterness may seem like a form of protection, but in reality, it only keeps you trapped. Choosing to release it is a powerful step toward living a life of fulfillment and emotional wholeness. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for personal liberation. It is not about excusing the wrongs done to you, nor is it about forgetting the pain you've endured. Forgiveness is about releasing the hold that the offense has on your life. When you choose to forgive, you free yourself from the chains of anger, bitterness, and resentment that have the power to consume your peace and joy. It is a gift you give not just to the person who hurt you, but to yourself. Carrying the weight of unforgiveness is like carrying a heavy burden every day. The bitterness and anger you hold towards someone who has wronged you often affect you more than it affects them. It occupies your mind, your emotions, and even your physical health. Over time, this unresolved pain can take a toll on your well-being, leaving you exhausted, discouraged, and stuck in the past. Forgiveness, however, allows you to release that burden. It is the first step toward healing and moving forward with your life. It's not an easy process. It requires vulnerability and strength, especially when the wound feels deep and the offense seems unforgivable. Yet the decision to forgive is one of the most empowering choices you can make. It doesn't mean that you condone the hurtful behavior or that you need to continue to allow the person to hurt you. It simply means you are choosing to let go of the emotional ties to the offense, freeing yourself from its control over your life. Is also an act of self-care. It means you are no longer willing to let the actions of others determine your emotional state. When you forgive, you create space within yourself for peace, healing, and growth. Holding on to anger and resentment keeps you tied to the past, but forgiveness gives you the freedom to live in the present and embrace the future. It opens your heart to healing, allowing you to release the pain and move forward with a renewed sense of clarity and purpose. So forgiveness is an act of strength, not weakness. It takes strength to face the pain head on, acknowledge the hurt, and then choose to release it. It requires emotional maturity to recognize that holding onto bitterness serves no purpose other than to harm you. True forgiveness is not about making the other person feel better. It is about you finding peace within yourself. It is a powerful declaration that you will not allow the actions of others to control your life or your happiness. The process of forgiveness may take time, and that's okay. It doesn't happen overnight, and sometimes it needs to be done in stages. You may need to forgive someone multiple times, and that's part of the journey. But with each act of forgiveness, you reclaim more of your power. You free yourself from the past and move closer to emotional and spiritual wholeness. Forgiveness also opens the door to healthier relationships. When you release your pain, you allow space for trust, empathy, and understanding to grow. By forgiving, you allow others to learn and grow as well. It's important to remember that forgiveness doesn't mean you have to stay in unhealthy or toxic situations. It simply means that you are no longer bound by the negative emotions that came from the hurt. You can choose to let go, heal, and make decisions that honor your well-being. Forgiveness truly frees you. It unburdens your heart, restores your peace, and enables you to live a life of greater joy, purpose, and emotional freedom. When you forgive, you are no longer a prisoner to the past. You are free to step into the fullness of who you are and embrace the life that lies ahead. Focusing on purposeful relationships means intentionally investing your time and energy into connections that add value to your life and align with your goals, values, and vision. It's easy to get caught up in maintaining numerous relationships, but not all of them contribute to your personal growth or well-being. Purposeful relationships are those that nurture, uplift, and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. These are relationships where both parties support each other's dreams, offer meaningful advice, and create a sense of belonging and encouragement. Purposeful relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values. When you focus on these types of relationships, you surround yourself with people who motivate you to strive for more and who hold you accountable when needed. They don't just show up in your life when things are easy. They stand by you through the trials, offering support, wisdom, and a listening ear. These relationships foster an environment where growth is encouraged and celebrated. One of the key aspects of purposeful relationships is their intentionality. These are relationships where both parties are actively engaged in making them meaningful. It's not about maintaining the relationship out of obligation or habit, but rather because there is genuine investment in each other's lives. You don't have to speak every day or see each other constantly, but the connection remains strong because there is a shared understanding of the value and purpose of the relationship. Whether it's a friend, mentor, or partner, a purposeful relationship thrives on open communication, trust, and shared efforts to grow together. These relationships challenge you to think bigger, dream higher, and work harder. They push you outside of your comfort zone, encouraging you to take risks and face challenges head on. They inspire you to be your authentic self, knowing that you are accepted and valued for who you truly are. In these purposeful connections, there is a sense of synergy. When you win, they win. And when they win, you win. This collective success and mutual support are what make these relationships deeply fulfilling. Purposeful relationships also serve as a reflection of the energy you put into the world. The people you attract into your life are often a mirror of your own values, mindset, and intentions. If you are intentional about surrounding yourself with positive, driven individuals, you are more likely to form connections that inspire you to elevate your own life. At the same time, purposeful relationships require you to be intentional in your actions and words. It's not just about what others bring into your life. It's about how you contribute to the relationship as well. Offering your time, wisdom, and support is a way of fostering these meaningful connections and showing others that you value them as much as they value you. While not every relationship will be deeply purposeful, it's important to recognize the value in the ones that are. The relationships that bring you joy, support, and growth should take priority over those that drain you or hold you back. Learning to discern which relationships are purposeful and which ones are not allows you to better direct your energy toward what truly matters. It also teaches you how to let go of relationships that no longer serve your higher purpose, clearing space for new, more aligned connections. Focusing on purposeful relationships doesn't mean isolating yourself or cutting people out unnecessarily. It means being mindful of where you invest your emotional energy and time. When you focus on building and nurturing relationships that align with your values and goals, you create an environment that nurtures your growth and provides the support and encouragement needed to achieve your fullest potential. These are the relationships that last, that inspire, and that push you forward on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself.